We're ready. Go ahead, show your audience.
Show the audience.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 8.
All right, right on.
Perfect.
Perfect. Awesome.
And you're on.
Principles of Video Production. Creating effective videos with no prior experience by Zach Potter. Have you ever wanted to have the power and the tools to make a video that engages an audience? And you might be thinking to yourself, when will I ever use this? I'm not in school. It's important to note that even in your own profession, if you want to communicate a complex technical idea, videos are the best way to do that, especially in the modern digital era of today. Just like I said, video quality matters. It helps engage your audience. No one wants to watch an improv sort of ramshackle production. They want something that's clean and polished. And that's the way you engage your audience, whether it's a complex technical idea for your profession, school, building an ad for little to no cost to sell a product that you might have an idea for. We learn video production to communicate ideas clearly and creatively. We can create high quality content for free, and it's useful for any major profession, just like I said previously. A key digital literacy skill set in today's world. Shot composition is what we're going to focus on first. It's sort of the basics of how we get this ball rolling, and it helps you learn the tools of how to basically to develop the skill set to compose a shot properly. We're going to then teach you how to write an outline or a script, some basic simple editing things like trimming, clipping, and transitions, and then we're going to show you what tools and software you can use to help you do that. Why this matters even outside your media careers? Well, the shot composition is how you frame your video visually. No one's going to watch your presentation about whatever technical thing you got going on at work if you're not setting up the shot properly. If it's got a lot of stuff happening, there's a lot of background noise, the lighting's not so great. It adds clarity and focus and style. It communicates your mood that you want to communicate about the message and directs attention. Rule of thirds is going to be our first rule. We have 4 rules we're going to be covering, but I like to go, there's not like any particular order for the rules, but I'm going to go over the rule of thirds first. So we're dividing the frame into 9 sections or a 3x3 grid. We're going to place the subject along the lines of the intersections, like so, right here, and it creates a natural and balanced image. So as you can see, the focal point of this image or this shot is going to be this building, okay? And that's what the whole intention of this person who took that picture. But we're going to be using it for videos. So this is another rule. It's called leading lines. We're using natural or man-made lines, so like buildings or skyscrapers, or mountains or other natural sources for lines. And then we're directing the viewer's eye to the subject. As you notice, we can kind of see who the subject is in this shot right here. It's this gentleman. I believe it's James Bond. Frame within a frame. Now this is a really cool concept, and it's a very powerful concept for editing and composing a shot specifically. We use windows, doors, and arches to surround the subject. Why we do this, right? It adds visual depth and focus. So this shot could not be accomplished at the level of professionalism if it weren't done this way. It wouldn't look as good. Simplicity and focal point. You don't need a whole bunch of clutter, like I said previously. We can see these boxes, a chair. What is that? Same hallway, all the clutter gone. Pretty simple, right? Execution of composition. You don't need a fancy lighting setup. You don't need an expensive camera. You don't need an editor's suite or editor's computer. You can do all of this for very cheap with household items. My camera setup right now is being held together by a paper towel, breadcrumbs, and tomato paste. Okay? Thank you, Dallas and Kenzie. So you can practice with your phone the 4 rules that we just talked about, and you can use DIY setups for lighting to enhance the quality of the image/video. Why script/outline? Framework and purpose. What are you trying to say with your video? What is the message? It saves time. Maybe you have to go to several locations to shoot your video. And how would you know that? Until the day of? That's lazy and honestly unprofessional, and it won't come across very well on your video. And builds engagement. Very important. Building engagement is the whole sort of purpose of using a video for a visual tool or aid. No one wants to listen to you drone on about some subject that you don't care about unless it's engaging. How does it do those things? Well, according to an academic source from UMass Amherst, good videos are great for learning because they are good, not simply because they are videos. This is basically an academic article talking about how a lazy video could do more harm for learning instead of you actually putting in some effort and developing those skills to make a good video and craft something with intent. Editing and what to use. So for free, you have a very powerful and easy to use, very intuitive, on your phone, everyone's got a smartphone these days, CapCut. It's great if you have, like I said, a cell phone. iMovie's great if you're like an iMac or Apple girly or dude. And then your computer, Windows movie editors, literally, if it runs Windows, it'll probably have the built-in editor for Windows. There are paid options for discounts, so you can look out for discounts and deals. Adobe Premiere, I know for a fact, runs discounts for students, so you can have a student email and get a discount. But I would caution my word of advice to caution you is you open up the software and it's extremely overwhelming, especially if you haven't quite practiced the skills we're going to be talking about. It's going to be very overwhelming, and it might even get you to not do it at all because you're like, this is too complicated, I can't do this. So I think it's best, especially for beginners who don't know all the things and specific techniques that we're talking about today, to avoid the more expensive high-end suites for editing. Editing basics. Cutting. This removes unwanted parts. Trimming shortens a clip, and then fades and transitions helps move the video along and keeps a good pace for the video. Then we have audio adjustments. Some free software offer this as a feature. You might have to look into it. You also will definitely have to practice it. But adding background music, adjusting the volume of that background music will give a very impactful emotional tone to your video. Or if there's something in the background making a lot of noise, you can isolate that noise and then delete it or lower the volume so that the focal point of your video is the person talking and not whatever's going on in the background. An example. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick.
Today, we're diving into one of the most essential editing skills, how to trim and cut your clips in CapCut. Let's say you've imported a video, but the beginning or end has some extra footage you don't need. That's where trimming comes in. First, open your project and tap on the clip in the timeline. You'll notice 2 white handles, one on the left and one on the right. To trim the beginning, just tap and drag the left handle toward the point where you want your clip to start. To trim the end, drag the right handle backward to where you want the clip to stop.
So that gentleman right there taught us a little bit about trimming. That's just a small example of how easy it could be to trim a video with CapCut. Like I was saying previously, it's extremely intuitive. It is literally very, very easy to use and practice with, and you can sort of already start to develop those skills for video production. Next slide, please. But why should we practice? Well, it improves the quality, adds polish and clarity, and it builds a skill through repetition. And this skill can last an entire lifetime. You can make things, personal videos and gifts for your friends and family. You can run an ad for an idea you've had a product for. You can use this to, like I said in the beginning, use like a sort of very complex idea or technical idea and condense it down to a 5-minute video that would then give you the capability of explaining that to anybody inside or outside your profession, which is an extremely useful tool in the professional world. Executing and scripting. It's very important. Helps you keep that outline with the message and goals in mind, rehearse and plan your shots. Practicing with your phone will also help, and it's also great because nowadays your phone is so powerful in the camera aspect of everything. So there are actually films that are sent to Sundance, it's a film festival, that are shot on an iPhone, believe it or not. What we learned? Pretty simple stuff. We learned some shot composition, which makes our video engaging. We learned some scripting and outlining, which structures our content, makes our message clear, and helps polish the video. And then the final piece of the puzzle here is editing. It compiles everything together, makes everything look extremely polished and well put together, and make a final product that you're proud to actually show somebody, whether it's a professional, your fellow classmates, or a family or friend. The end. Thank you for joining me. And then we're going to show everybody the audience once more.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much, guys.